Proverbs 26:18 through 19. Like a madman or madwoman who throws firebrands, arrows, and death is the man or woman who deceives their neighbor and says, I am only joking. May God Almighty, and Yahweh add to the blessing and reading of their word. Now, my commentary, it means I'm commenting on what we just read. Mental health means how is your mental part between these two ears doing? Is it healthy? Vibrant, which means full of life, or is it decaying, full of death, destruction, and decimation? Doesn't mean you're a psychopath, sociopath, pedophile, rapist, murderer. No. That it takes a little bit more than just saying mental health issues, And we the people, you can have a degree saying that you're a psychiatrist, a surgeon, and all you are is a butcherer, covering up from last century of those guards that brought millions and millions and billions of people to their death through the Nazi camps. Okay? So, think a little bit. Be discerning. You have to be a madwoman or a madman when you throw firebrands, which is like fire, or shoot arrows, or try to bring death, destruction, and decimation to your neighbor. And then you say, I was just joking. One example is, yes, it started earlier than what the news gave on the international news. The war in Yugoslavia, which then became Ukraine, with those dead people in those ditches, blaming it on Putin, when the energy and the DNA around those dead bodies say something different, is going back to this verse of Proverbs 26:18 through 19. You're enticing the whole global society to go against a good man and a good nation that absorbed Nazis, naked communists, naked socialists, naked capitalists for the good of society, to go to war against them. That's an example. Another example is to say that about a year ago, Israel started the war in Israel against Hamas is an utter lie. Hamas is a terrorist organization, worse than the 9/11ers, more established than the 9/11ers. Because it was Hamas that we were dealing with in the 70s and 80s. It was Hamas that was making a big racket and havoc in the Middle East during my childhood. In Egypt, in Israel, in Iran, in Iraq, in Saudi Arabia, you name it. So, you know what? Study your history. Figure yourself out. Be approved of yourself before goodness and universal laws. Then you can start shitting on me. Then you can say in a court of law, shut the fuck up. But until then, I'm going to preach, as people like to say. No, I don't preach. I'm going to speak my truth. And that is, I am the grandniece of Adolf Hitler. And yes, he was my uncle. And no, I didn't appreciate one goddamn thing he did. He was very inhumane, and he was against humans, and he was against human rights. Like some other people that I know in the family that I am trying to get a divorce from and move on, because it is the best thing for me and my interest, along with my minors, though the state of Illinois looks at it differently. So toodaloo, have a great day, as there's more pressing issues for me to deal with than that you don't understand truth, light, goodness, law, and a bunch of other positive things. Take care.